So after watching this little comparison of Sony FX30 versus a Sony A6700, you can clearly see that there's not much of a difference between them. They too have the same sensor and they too have like almost the same price. But there is a lot of differences that you can see in terms of who this camera is built for. The first big difference is, as you saw in the colors, the Sony FX30 has Cine AI, which was one of my settings. 6700 has only S-Log3. Cine AI is a bit of more natural colors, I guess, because I like the image more from it than on 6700. FX30 has the setting as well, so I can also choose to film in S-Log3, but I prefer to film in S-Log 3 Cine, which is Cine AI, and in 2 base native ISOs, which is 800 and 2500. The other differences is what these cameras can do. The fact that FX30 and FX3 as well have a built-in fan tells a lot why and for what this camera was made for, compared to 6700. As you saw in the autofocus test, the autofocus is a bit better as what I can tell on 6700, which was not very surprising for me, because 6700 has AI autofocus for face detection and animal and birds, which is also the case for FX30, but it doesn't have an AI autofocus. And from the test I did, it's clear that 6700 wins on an autofocus test. But from the image quality and color comparison, you can see that 6700 has a bit of a green tint to it on S-Log3, which, by the way, every setting was the exact same on both of the cameras. The quick menus are also different. You can see that on the 6700 you have soft skin effects and stuff, so you can smooth out the skin of your face. This is more for content creators and bloggers. Also, the white balance, ISO and shutter speed and aperture changing features on the 6700 are a bit more comfortable for me, as it reminds me more about the Canon EOS R. A bit more user-friendly. I like it more than on FX30. Very comfortable. I would love to see this on the FX30 as well. And all the recording settings, they're pretty much the same on the menu. Inside of both of the cameras are pretty much the exact same, but you just don't have a Cine AI lock setting on the 6700. For the overall body design, I liked more of a FX30 build. You don't get the zoom rocker on the 6700, which you get on the FX30, which is a very big plus, because I constantly have to zoom a little bit more with my 17 to 70mm Tamron lens, and you can have a clear image zoom or you can have a digital zoom, and you can zoom out pretty far. You're losing a bit more on the image quality because it zooms in into the sensor, but you don't get anything like this on 6700, because on the shutter button you have on-off switcher of the camera. I like that on both of the cameras you can create these guides, for example, for vertical filming. If you film horizontally and you also need to crop and edit for the reels, for example, and you will see what you're filming, will it fit for the reels or not. Also, you get 2 SD card ports on FX30, and you can record proxies, and you can record simultaneously to both of the SD cards or CFast cards, something like this, which is a clear win for the professional videographers, because on the 6700 you only have 1 SD card slot, and you can set it up to record raw files into 1 SD card and the proxies on the other SD card, or in one. So it's very good to have these options if you want to directly edit quicker, uploading the footage straight from the camera to the laptop and start editing from there, because I use proxies with my Sony FX30 because the codecs are not very readable for my laptop, which I have M1 MacBook Air, but you also get proxy settings on the 6700 as well. You have as well time-lapse settings on the 6700, which you don't get on the FX30. The Sony FX30 is clearly built for cinematographers and videographers, professionals, and the 6700 is clearly built for content creators, travel vloggers, anyone who is creating content for their audiences, for their own YouTube channel or Instagram channel. So they put one exact same sensor into two different bodies for different audiences, for videographers and for content creators. So if you want to buy the 6700 or FX30 for your use case, links for this on Amazon and down in the links in the description. And these affiliate links which help my channel grow, and also some gear and lenses recommendations are also down below there. So if you want to see more comparisons like this, subscribe. And if you want to see why I sold my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K and bought this FX30, please watch this video right here. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.